everyone once again. And again, I'm still going with Lemuria, talking about it. So today I'm taking up their aspect of living. How did they live? And the amazing thing it is, okay, where is my screen gone? Just let me share screen first. Yeah, my screen is visible?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, great. So it is the Lemurian concepts of universal living. So as it is saying universal, they are truly universal. So there are rules for living in this world, not society laws, rules, but which are also essential. But there are some universal laws, and they are based on universal wisdom. And this universal wisdom and universal law, these are the most, you could say, the sacred ingredients from which the universe is formed. They cannot be denied. And when we connect and live according to these laws, we get lots of benefits. And those benefits that are essential for living a good life. And I'm sure every one of us wants to live a good life. So these were the benefits for essential for a good life, or the very common things that we really want in our life. So simply one, unconditional love, we want that. We want joy and peace, a sense of connectedness to the self, to others, to the divine. We need all that in our life to live well. Then we also need loving and truthful communication with each other, that we all अच्छी तरह से हम लोग एक दूसरे के साथ मिलके रह सकें. And that brings in harmony also with the entire universe. When we are living in a loving manner, तो harmony तो create हो ही जाती है. Then we also learn, the benefit is when we have, we need to learn how to respect our own feelings and knowledge. That is also an essential. Yet we trust ourselves. So that also comes through living through according to the universal laws. Then it also gives us the strength to happily do whatever we have to do, our duties, our tasks. वो भी हमें आराम से और अपने यूनिक टैलेंट्स यूज करके, इनका फुल अल्टीमेट जो ऑप्टिमल यूज करके उसको अगर हम रहे, तो देन our life is going to be really good. And these were the conditions that were given by the Lemurians, and the amazing thing is they hold good even today. ये सारी चीजें हमें आज भी चाहिए, सिर्फ उस टाइम नहीं थी, पर ये उस टाइम भी थी. They also wanted to. So all the Lemurians, they understood that if they lived with connectedness with these universal laws and all, they would have such a good life. So they understood the need of following those universal laws. And they knew that they had to live according to them only to lead a happy life. अब इतने सारे उनके पास थे, laws, rules, सब कुछ थे. So why did that civilization fail? Why did they have it had to be destroyed? More root races had to come in. It was actually a very simple thing that they were afraid. They were afraid of becoming completely human. I mentioned that last time also, because here they had to have a human body. Without that, they could not stay on the earth. But if you are inhabiting a human body, you become naturally more human, earth oriented. So they were afraid that by becoming human, they would lose that divine connection. जो ऊपर से उनका connection था, वो खत्म हो जाएगा. They were very afraid of that. But at that point, they forgot. They didn't take into consideration that they had come down specifically to be human. यहाँ पे आए इसलिए थे to experience the human form. And from that human form, access the divine wisdom, the divine connectedness. That was their task. Like if I have to relocate, maybe due to marriage or children or any other reason, but if I keep hankering for my own home, जहाँ मैं पहले रहती थी, my own family, I won't even try to adjust to the new place. कोई मन ही नहीं होएगा कि मैं यहाँ पे भी अपना एक नया बनाऊं, क्योंकि मुझे वहीं पीछे ही जाना है, अपनी पुरानी जगह ही जाना है. So they too remained connected to their desire for their divine home. कि हमने वहीं रहना. And many did not adjust to it over here at all. So their civilization died out. And that task, the task that they came down here to do, that is still unfinished, even in today's time. That of the human angle, living on earth as humans and taking on the challenge of being totally connected to the divine also. तो दोनों चीजें हमें experience करनी है simultaneously. And this challenge is still to be met. We are still struggling to meet it. So the Lemurian elders जो थे उस time में, they understood the cause of the failure of the civilization. And since then, they've been guiding the people here on earth. They're trying to share, they're trying to make the people, the humans understand that you have to be this way. So this Lemurian way जो था, it hasn't died, but it's still alive. It's ever present, and it's there in our human consciousness. And this Lemurian way is a very natural state of spiritual life. It's a very natural way of living. And all we human beings, हम सबके अंदर ये natural state of जो है, it is present. We sense it within us because it is our connection to the divine. And this innate knowingness कि हमें पता है कि there we are connected to that spiritual, that natural state, it comes through many of our qualities. जो हमारी अभी हम लोग जिस qualities, जो हमारी qualities होती हैं, वो it is coming from that source, that connectedness to the divine. Like very simple aspects of our life, the desire to parent more lovingly and consciously. Each human being has that desire in them. And this is innate, it's inborn. Like when a baby is born, the mother does not know how to handle, but she automatically knows. Something makes her understand and handle the baby in exactly the way it should be handled. So it's an innate knowingness that is present. So this is one, and there are so many things that are ingrained into us, inborn in us, like the desire to resolve conflict through peaceful means. सब कुछ हम चाहते हैं कि कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ना हो, हम सब कोशिश करते हैं कि सब आराम से खत्म हो जाए, रिजॉल्व हो जाए. Then there is the desire to connect to the spiritual side of us. So इसलिए हमारी आजकल देखोगे, especially in these times, it's been there throughout, it's always present, that we want to connect to that aspect of ourselves. So we go through books, we attend workshops, सब कुछ कर रहे हैं कि awareness जो है हमारी strong हो जाए. Then that is also another aspect of it. It also brings in a connection with the divine, the expansion of religions. तुम्हारी उनके साथ जो है connect, divinity जो है हमारी बढ़ती है. Then also the desire to travel to sacred sites. अगर religions के साथ connected हैं, तो we want to visit sacred sites also. Then the search for meaning in God, that is inborn, of course, totally ingrained into us. So जो वो होते हैं ना कि नास्तिक के हम नहीं मानते बिल्कुल भी, at some point of time in their journey of the soul, they will start searching for meaning, or it's natural. अब जितना मर्जी deny कर लो, it will happen. अभी नहीं हो रहा, आगे हो जाएगा, next जन्म में हो जाएगा, कभी तो होएगा, आप उससे बच नहीं सकते. Then there is a individual, group, and we want peacefulness in our life. तो हम सारे, हमारे सबका desire तो ये है ही है. Then the desire for play, we want to like enjoy life. That's also an ingrained emotion in us कि हम enjoy करना चाहते हैं. And if we are working in unfulfilling jobs, so discontent will come in. We don't feel like doing that work. That is also common in all of us. Then with our position also, we have discontent. So this results in people separating from the system. जहाँ पे आप काम कर रहे हो उससे आपको एक, you start distancing yourself. So you separate ही हो जाते हो कई बार तो. Then there is a desire for freedom and equality. All of us have that desire. Then also to know one's purpose in life. वो सब हमारे में होता है कि हमारी purpose क्या है जीने का. सबके अंदर एक question है. What do I have to? I've come into this life. What do I have to do? And then we also like to share our talents and gifts. We try to communicate with others, share with them freely also. And then along with that sharing, there also comes the thought that our gifts and talents should be acknowledged as valuable. वो भी thought आ ही जाता है हमारे में. Then we also have a strong desire to understand universal wisdom. कि क्या है all, what is all this system all about? What is the divine universe all about? And then we also have this desire to understand ancient mystical teachings. And that is what has brought us to this platform today and to this session. कि we want to understand what is it, क्या हमारी क्या teachings है, history क्या है, वो सारा curiosity होती है हमारे में. Then of course, each of us wants to live a healthy life, healthy lifestyle. So we are trying, always striving to do that. Then each has an interest in spiritual healing. In some point of, again, at some point of time in your life, you will get that interest in spirituality, what is spiritual healing, in all those aspects. Yes, then we also have this yearning for clean water, air. We want to remove pollution. We want to use healthy farming methods. We want to live in harmony with the planet. कि nature के साथ harmony में कैसे रहे, वो हमारे में भी desire होती है. And then there is a re-emergence of they keep surfacing in new forms also, religions and ideas जो है connecting us to the divine. They keep resurfacing in new forms also. Then now we also have an increased, once we get onto the path of spirituality of we are trying to connect, we have an increased interest in all these also, angels, dolphins, UFOs, because they are somehow we feel they have a divine connect. So dolphins are also supposed to be like many of the Lemurians that transmuted themselves into dolphins because they wanted to live on the earth. So dolphins have a very divine connect. They're regarded as divine beings also. Angels में तो सबको interest आ ही जाता है, and UFOs also. And then we also have the concept of creating smaller communities and healing retreat centers. Anybody starts off a community and healing का आजकल बहुत retreat पे जाने का बहुत वो challenge चल गया है. So in fact, in like summing up all these things, it is our essential nature, जो inborn nature है, it is to return home. And return home as in the sense of the divine home from where we have all come. Nobody can deny that we are not of this earth. We come here for a time and then we move back. So where do we move back? We go to that divine home. So we're trying to create that divine home over here also. We have that desire कि यहाँ पे भी हमारा उसी तरह का home हो. But the process of searching how to create this, that is a little complicated, but it leads, when we're searching for it, how to reach that point, how to bring in that divinity in our life, it leads us to a greater wisdom, you could say, a greater understanding of things. We're connecting to that universal understanding, wisdom, and hamari growth hoti hai. And another aspect of this is that the process of learning is as important as the goal. It is not that we have to achieve living a divine life over here. Our learning process is also essential. कि learning से ही हमारी growth होती है. अगर instantly आपको मिल जाए कि okay, now in this moment you're transported to that divine area, we'll not be able to adjust. Like when we are climbing a mountain, we cannot adjust to that atmosphere. We have to keep pausing. We have to keep resting for some time and then go to the next step. And then our body gets attuned to that rarefied atmosphere. The same, we cannot just jump straight into that divine zone. We have to take go step by step. थोड़ी attunement अपनी करनी पड़ती है. फिर हम उसके साथ adjust हो पाते हैं. So what the Lemurians thought as failure, it was not a failure as such. It was just one step in that, you could say, human progress. And they just gave up after that one step. If they had continued, of course, so better things could have come. Now, these tools of how to access the universal law, the wisdom, the Lemurian way, you could say, these are timeless tools. Okay, there was one more here. Yeah. ये जो थे, they were timeless tools, and it was not that they belong exclusively to the Lemurian times or to one particular section of humanity. No, they belong to everyone at all times. And they are tools which are part of our nature, which are a part of the universe, but we have forgotten. It is there in us, ingrained into our being, but we have forgotten, and we need to come out of our amnesia, you could say. We have to awaken our memories sleeping in everyone's DNA. Sabke DNA में ये सारे thoughts हैं. And it's not just a few people, selected people have these thoughts in their mind. Each of us have them. We just have to reawaken the memories. And so time to time, we need to recap. Okay, yes, there is a connection. We have a divine connection. हमें घड़ी-घड़ी देखना पड़ता है, समझना पड़ता है. Now we have another aspect we need to understand is no individual has complete knowledge. Nobody can have complete knowledge. Pieces are found in individuals, in groups. Like one group will have some kind of knowledge. Like हम जैसे क्रॉप्स भी ग्रो करते हैं, तो एक एरिया में एक क्रॉप ग्रो होता है, दूसरे में दूसरा होता है. So then we have to exchange. The same with knowledge also. Each of us is given some knowledge, and then we have to combine it. So it is not that we were sent over here to live individually. We were sent here to live together as a community. So making connection on a global scale, that is imperative, that is important. And each individual, he has a special, unique key to the door of heaven, you could say. सबके पास में कुछ ना कुछ है जो वो मतलब it can help you connect to that divine space, you could say. The door has many locks. It doesn't have one lock, and one is required to unlock our part of it. Like when you have a locker in a bank, it needs to be opened by 2 keys. So same here, each of us has to use our key to open the, you could say, the knowledge bank. And each special key जो होता है, it has like each has a unique, so अपने unique talent से होता है, desire से होता है, अपनी understanding से होता है. So one person understands, he can share it with everybody. So then each has their own unique vision. So then their abilities, and this they again need to share with everybody. So again, the truth and wisdom also. कोई कुछ समझेगा, कोई कुछ समझेगा, तो उसको भी share करने की जरूरत होती है. So it's very important that each of us, we hone our skill, our key. No one is exempt. Each of us is important. So because the universe has created everyone equal. And this was a very important Lemurian principle also. They used to believe in that everyone is created equal, whether they are presidents or they are homeless people, whether they are movie stars or the people common people sitting in front of them, or whether they are spiritual leaders or atheists जो नहीं मानते God को, they are also the same. Billionaire हो या poor हो, सब बराबर है. चाहे आप Mother Teresa हो, चाहे आप terrorist हो, we all are equal. And everyone is, of course, performing their own dance, but then everything, it becomes a whole. So as we hone our skills, as we hone our keys जो होते हैं, हम जैसे अपना लगाते, it makes room for others also to come in. क्योंकि हम all are connected. And it becomes easier. Like if I'm learning something, if I teach it to the next person, it will be easier for him to come into it. He doesn't have to go seeking anywhere else for the actual knowledge. No, एक जगह knowledge है, it has to be shared. So we have to take everyone along with us. अकेले हम नहीं जा सकते. सबको कुछ ना कुछ. The purpose of the soul is to come here, learn and teach others. So each of us has the responsibility of honing our keys, our talents. So हम ना कई बार कहते हैं कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं? What can I do? मैं अकेला कुछ नहीं कर सकता. It's not so. Each of us is a part of the whole jigsaw, you could say. So ठीक है, you don't want to take responsibility for the whole world, but I'm sure you can take responsibility for your own self. You need to take responsibility for your own self. कि एटलीस्ट मैं अपने जो टैलेंट्स है, अपनी की जो है उसको अच्छी तरह से तराशूं, उसको अच्छी तरह से बनाऊं. And all you have to do to contribute to this is to make a better version of yourself. That is all that is needed. Your contribution to the cosmos is done just by working on ourselves to make ourselves a better version of what we are. बस उतना ही करना है अपने. And how can we do that? By simply understanding ourselves. Like you'll see the concepts are very simple and timeless. कि अभी भी ये चलता है. This is what is needed now also. Then भी चाहिए था, अभी भी चाहिए था. So by understanding ourselves, our weaknesses, our strengths, what can be bettered, we can help our soul to grow. से इसी से ही हो सकता है और कोई तरीका नहीं है. And you know इस learning process में our biggest asset is our body. It is the most essential tool. That is why the Lemurians understood that they could not exist in that spiritual form, in that soul form, energy form जो था उनका. They had to take on a body. So they kept experimenting that which would be the best body in which they could work towards this end. So now this human body, why is it important? Why is it the most important tool? It has got two things. It's got a mind, which is the body's intelligence, and it has an intellect. Intellect is the power of the brain, the thinking power of our brain. And the mind can also be called the spirit. The spirit jo hai, and that is a collection of elements that can help us feel, see, sense at all levels. So mind is not intellect, or rather intellect is another dimension of mind. Mind is what it means to understand and reason, but feeling is not involved. Mind सिर्फ thinking power है, understanding, reasoning है उसमें, but feeling is not involved. So intellect की तो capacity है for knowledge, and it is attached to ego. So intellect जो है हमें ego की तरफ ले जाता है कि oh I know so much, मैं इतना कर सकती हूँ. But mind is not that way. Mind is a little different. Now the mind and body are a unified entity. And this mind body is connected to the universal laws and wisdom. So our body, jo body ka mind, we're taking it as one. We consider it as one. Body, mind, it is as one entity. This is attached directly to the higher self and to the creator source. So jo hamara body mind hai, it has a capacity of its own. Each person has a body mind, and it has immense wisdom beyond imagination. आप सोच भी नहीं सकते आप में कितनी capacity है. हम तो बहुत कम टैप करते हैं अपने potential को. But it has a huge potential. It has a huge possibility. Body mind ka how to develop ourselves, grow ourselves. So the body mind is connected to the higher self, the creator source. So whatever thoughts are coming from the higher self, from our intuitive self, they're coming from the universe, from the divine. So that is how we are connected to the divine always. And our higher self, it knows everything about us. It knows what lessons we have to learn, what direction we need to take, what we need to do at a given time, what is right for us. So our body mind jo hai, it is like a sacred receptacle for the higher knowledge, for the instructions that are coming from there. तो हमारा वो सब हमारे बॉडी में आते हैं, हायर सेल्फ में आते हैं, हायर सेल्फ से हमारी बॉडी में, माइंड में आते हैं. And when we ignore our body mind messages, when we ignore our intuitive messages, we are actually ignoring our higher self and also the creator source. Divine को ही हम ignore कर रहे हैं. We are literally rejecting that divinity within us when we are not attuned to our intuition, when we don't accept what is coming from within this. Now this body mind it has a lot of power, as I said. So it has the power the power of the mind, it is to it can get connected to personal priorities, कि हमारे लिए priority क्या है हमारी life में, क्या हमें करना चाहिए, to understand lessons, and it has the capacity to access our memories, our knowledge, ideas, inventions, जो भी है. Our body mind has the power to do all these things, and we get all these thoughts जो हमारे mind में कैसे आते हैं, through our perceptions, through our visions, जैसे flashes of insight आते हैं, तो वो सारे हमारे divine self से आ रहे हैं, higher self से आ रहे हैं. But हम इनको psychic activity समझ लेते हैं. But these are something, these thoughts are something which are present in everyone, in each of us. And जो भी thoughts आ रहे हैं, they are universal. So even if you think, I am thinking an original thought, अरे ऐसा किसी ने नहीं सोचा, it is still not your own. It has come from the universe. You have just tuned into the frequency where that thought is coming from. And someone else can also tune into that frequency. So हमारे thoughts भी जो है ना वो एक ही source से आ रहे हैं. कहीं हमारी original भी जो भी thoughts हैं, they're still coming from there. हमारे में तो कोई capacity ही नहीं है कुछ करने की. And एक तो हम receive करते हैं, वहां से thoughts receive करते हैं. दूसरा जो body mind का task है, it acts like a transmitter. जो हमारे desires हैं, जो goals हैं, जो हम create करना चाहते हैं, it senses them and it sends them up into the universe. The body mind, तो हम receive भी करते हैं और हम भेजते भी हैं. And because the body mind is connected to the higher self and then to the creator source, so whatever we desire, that is also coming from a higher self and ultimately from the creator. So in simpler words, अगर इसको simply अगर हम बोले, the creator source wants what we want. जो हम चाहते हैं वो actually the creator wants us to do. He wants to experience it through us. So he can experience it through me, he can experience it through you, through another, हर एक के through. Different experiences वो लेते हैं. So those thoughts, those desires, they are being put into us from the creator source. तो हमारा तो कुछ है ही नहीं. We just you could say a channel. सिर्फ हम लोग वहां से thoughts आ रहे हैं और उन्हीं को हम जो है आगे हम कर रहे हैं. So when we passionately want to create something or achieve anything, that passion or that desire to create, that is also coming from a higher self, from the source creator, because the universe can only work through us to achieve them. तो हमें एक तरह से वो कहते हैं ना, हम तो पुतले हैं उनके हाथों में, तो वो चीज एक्चुअली होती है. बट थोड़ा बहुत हमारी कंट्रीब्यूशन भी हो जाती है, क्योंकि हम यहाँ पे रह के अपनी लाइफ जीना चाहते हैं, दूसरों से इन्फ्लुएंस हो जाते हैं, वो सारी चीजें बीच में आ जाती है, तो कार्मिक कनेक्शंस बन जाते हैं. Now when we have to actualize a goal, अब हमारे को एक गोल डिजायर मन में आ गया है, तो we need to actualize our goal. तो उसमें हमें we have to do 3 things. First is we have to follow through the actions or activities that are required. अब गोल को अचीव करने के लिए I have to follow through some. तो that is what our body is being used to. कि आप जो है ना वो टास्क करो. अब आपने कुछ क्रिएट करना है तो उसके लिए पहले सामान इकट्ठा करो, तो you will be doing it. Then you will be creating anything. If you want to become a doctor or any professional, you will still have to go through all the steps. तो हमारे goals को we need to actualize we have to follow through all the actions to actualize our goal. And that also lets the universe know that yes, I am willing to achieve it. जब when we start taking action. अगर सिर्फ thought ही रहेगा तो उसका फिर कुछ नहीं होगा. Action has to come in. And then another step for this is that we have to have the thought strongly, we should hold that thought strongly in our mind. वो बिल्कुल हमारे अंदर जैसे ना कि ये ही करना ही है, पूरे जोश से जो है ना हमने मन में अपने वो थॉट को रखना है कि मुझे अचीव करना है. Then it also we have to be very specific about our goal. बहुत क्लियर पिक्चर होनी चाहिए हमारे माइंड में. कंफ्यूजन नहीं होनी चाहिए. ओके, आई वांट टू गेट अ जॉब. व्हाट काइंड ऑफ जॉब? Have a very clear picture of what it is that you would like to do. What are your skills? वो सारा क्लियर हमारे अंदर माइंड में होगा तभी हमें मिलेगा. So if I say just I want a job, it creates a vast canvas. क्या लेना है? क्या बनना है, टीचर, बैंकर, डांसर, क्या बनना है? तो यूनिवर्स इज कंफ्यूज्ड, क्या करे फिर वो? सो आई नीड टू बी वेरी फोकस्ड ऑन व्हाट इट इज दैट आई वांट टू अचीव. And then when we have the topic, when we have the thought clear in our mind, things will come up in front of us. अपने आप help मिलती है. Like compiling information for this topic, for any topic. I just had the thought that, okay, I want to talk about this. अपने आप मेरे सामने things आ रही थी, अपने आप information आ रही थी, अपने आप site, I was being led to YouTube, जो भी थे, कुछ ना कुछ सामने आ ही जा रहा था. तो when you have a very focused thought, you have those. आजकल तो वैसे मीडिया में आप एक चीज डालोगे तो आपको 6 चीजें और निकल के आ जाएंगी उसी के रिलेटेड. So same with the mind. When you have that thought in your mind, you get the information that you need for it. अपने आप सामने आ जाती है. And the same can be applied for what we don't want. अब कई चीजें होती हैं हमें नहीं चाहिए, ये तो है जो हमें चाहिए तो उसकी हमने क्लियर चाहिए, but we want to remove some things from our life. So then we have to feel we are free of it. यहाँ पे था ना, we have achieved it. We have to create that thought in our mind. But if you want to release something, so you have to be in that state that I'm free of it. So वो, if you hold that thought strongly in your mind, कुछ भी हो सकता है कि addiction है या कुछ habit है which you want to leave. So you have to start creating thoughts of you being free of it. And when you hold it strongly, वो उसमें आप निकल आ सकते हो. You know, our body mind जो है, our higher self, it knows what is not good for us. But sometimes our intellect will come in between and push us towards that direction instead of releasing it, instead of releasing what is not good for us. So our intuition is telling it is not good for us, but still we go ahead. कई बार होता है ना, okay, you have that feeling कि okay, I should not go there or I should not do this, but फिर भी maybe outside pressures और अपनी कोई दिमाग की सोच से हम उसको कर ही देते हैं. Now, how do we understand these messages from our body mind? कैसे उनको समझना है? It actually depends a lot on the individual, how he interprets them, how he understands them. Like some, they feel the messages. एक feeling होती है body में कि अच्छा, it is not good for me. और कईयों को visions आती हैं, they may hear words also, messages आ रहे हैं actually उनको. And it's not that one is better than the other. It's just our connection. कि हमारा connection कितना strong है universe से, our receptivity, you could say, that matters. Like those who compose music, जो होते हैं, they are hearing those notes in their heart, in their mind, in their body, or they may sense the rhythm in their cells. That's how the music gets created. तो वो सारी वहीं से आ रही है. They're being given that music and they are creating it over here. Then another thing is that the mind is not judgmental. When we are accessing our inner knowing, it's very simple. We just experience it at a very basic level. And then that makes us doubt even कि how could my issue have such a simple resolution? तो हम उसको समझ ही नहीं होते. तो we bring in the intellect. अब intellect का क्या काम है? It has पहले से ही प्री कंसीव्ड बिलीव्स है, आइडियाज है, तो वो आपको जो है ना चुप करा देता है, अरे ऐसे नहीं कर सकते. And the difference between the two, the mind and the intellect, is like if you simply think of a rose, a pink rose in full bloom. Just think of this line. Now this is a thought which the intellect accepts. Yes, a pink rose in full bloom, right? But observe but breathing into that rose fragrance, feeling the texture of the petals, absorbing its well-formed beauty, that is the body-mind's perception. That is not the work of the intellect. Intellect है जो उसका clear form line है कि yes, a rose is in full bloom. That's it. उसमें fragrance और उसके feel से कोई concern नहीं है. Now, how do we connect to this body mind? इसके साथ हमारी कनेक्शन कैसे डीपन कर सकती है, तो देयर आर नंबर ऑफ वेज एंड द विच वी कैन डू ऑल्सो ऑन अ डेली बेसिस. सो फर्स्ट इज ऑफ कोर्स मेडिटेशन. तो जितना हम मेडिटेट करेंगे हमारे कनेक्शन विद आवर ओन सेल्फ विल इंक्रीज. देन वी हैव ब्रीदिंग ऑल्सो, प्राणायाम वगैरह जो करते हैं उससे भी हमारी बॉडी से कनेक्शन बनती है. मतलब ऑल आर फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज है, स्ट्रेसिंग हो गया, एक्सरसाइज हो गई, being out in nature, that helps a lot. Then eating healthy food, that is also then there's one thing like you any आप जो नए चीजें करोगे तो you have to pay more attention, so that also connects you to yourself. या फिर पुरानी चीजें भी you can do in a different way. Anything, any task that you're doing, you try doing it in a different way. So उससे भी आपका connection with your body it deepens. Then being creative, games and sports, swimming, then even expressing yourself. How do you express yourself? That also connects you deeply to your own self. Then doing emotional clearing. थोड़ा time बाद ना, just be aware of what are the emotions that are stuck in you. You need to breathe out. You need to release them. We should not keep hanging on to those पुराने जो भी हमारे emotion feel हुआ है, ठीक है, but we need to let it go. And for that, relaxing is most important. We need to relax ourselves. We need to be aware, sit around. Again, meditation comes in. Aram se baith ke connect to yourself. So all of these activities, they help us to connect more deeply to our own self. And our aim should be to listen to what our body mind is telling us and follow its instructions. Then only we can improve ourselves. We can grow. Then there's another thing. The body mind is connected to the universal time. That means at any point of time when the body feels something, it's always correct. Simple example is the body knows when it's hungry and wants foods, and that's the best time to eat. But it doesn't work out that way. हमारा तो lunch time होता है, dinner time होता है, tea time होता है, तो हमने उसके according ही चलना होता है. But the body's requirement can be according to the body only. So we need to follow the body clock. कि body clock क्या कह रहा है? It knows everything very well. It knows when it wants to sleep. It knows when it wants to be active, eat. And the body is, meant to be healthy. And if we follow the messages of our body, we can have health in our life. But हम जो है ना, we'll try to force our body to follow our routine. या हमारे according चलना है. But if we could tune into the messages of the body, it would of course be beneficial for us. Then the messages that are coming through from the body, जो universe से भी आ रहे हैं, universal time से भी जो messages आ रहे हैं, they are all in the present moment. They are not about tomorrow or day before. कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं है. So the body mind, it acts like a guiding light, you could say. It is giving you a direction. And it lights up each step that we have to take. अगर हम body से connect होगी, body की guidance सुनेंगे, तो हमें each step जो है clear दिखने लगेगा. So when we take one step, the next step becomes clear. कई बार होता है ना, confusion है, कुछ हो समझ नहीं आ रहा, अब एक point आपको मिल गया, उससे करते हो तो आपको अगला step भी easily समझ आता है. So then we can move on in a better way. And the जो messages आ रहे हैं ये universe से from the body, they are of two kinds. एक तो होते हैं बहुत instant, very fleeting messages होते हैं, फटाफट आते हैं और निकल जाते हैं. कई बार we ignore those messages also. And when we do that, we're actually missing a window of opportunity, you could say. तो वो एकदम से निकल जाती है. But sometimes the messages are very persistent. They keep on getting repeated, becoming more insistent. नहीं करना है, करना है, करना है. So, and each cell of our body is connected to the source and it is receiving messages from there. So we are connected to the whole universe. So what the universe wants us to do, it is sending us those messages. और वो जो body mind है, it just perceives those messages, समझता है, it absorbs them, feels them, and uses intuition to perform them, जो भी messages आ रहे हैं. But intellect का क्या काम है? It compares, it analyzes, judges, and this is the source of our discontent, our confusion, our jealousies, our pride, fear, possessiveness, ये सारा हमारा इंटेलेक्ट का काम है, क्योंकि वो हमें वो कंपैरिजन में डाल देता है, जजमेंट में डाल देता है, एनालिसिस में डाल देता है. इंटेलेक्ट का है इंपॉर्टेंट टास्क भी है. It has to process the information that is coming in, and it has to sort out the various goals जो भी आ रहे हैं, आइडियाज आ रहे हैं, तो उसमें से जो बेस्ट हमारे साथ है. बट इंटेलेक्ट का क्या प्रॉब्लम है? इट हैज टू बी ट्रेन्ड. इट हैज टू बी ट्रेन्ड नॉट टू destroy the spiritual guidance that is coming through. You know, sometimes the intellect जो है ना deny कर देता है, back out कर देता है, body message है, अरे this can't be right, this doesn't make sense, how can you do this? But when we listen to our body and follow through the instructions, the results are amazing. Yes, definitely कभी कभी क्लियर नहीं होते हैं बॉडी माइंड क्या कहना चाह रहा है, और ये भी नहीं समझ आती कि बॉडी माइंड का मैसेज है, इंटेलेक्ट का मैसेज है, बिकॉज देयर इज अ वेरी सटल डिफरेंस बिटवीन देम. So we need to practice to differentiate. And how to get on that track, how to practice to differentiate, how to understand that difference. What you have to do is just simply notice. Notice the message coming in. And when you follow through your message from your body mind, how do you feel after that? Is there harmony or peace in your being? And if it is there, then you've understood and followed the body mind message. You know, the body mind messages जो universe से आ रहे हैं, they are like a gut feeling that we have. So कई बार हमारी बहुत एक strong feeling होती है, नहीं, I have to do this or I should not do that. And कई बार we find it illogical also. And whatever we are feeling, the gut feeling, that will not be understood by the intellect. It will not make sense to you intellectually. So when the intellect does not understand, we become uncertain, confused हो जाते हैं. So and when we are feeling uncertain, it's actually good, because then we are connected to our body mind, and all we need to do is we need to let our thinking mind rest. हमें सिर्फ relax होना चाहिए. We need to relax the intellect. And I hope it's not becoming too overpowering, because it's already 45. Just notice the time.
It is good. No, Meenuji, you can.
So I'll just go through one more. Okay, I was talking about relaxing the intellect. Now, how can this be done? How can we relax the intellect? We all that we saw in the first place, that we need to just breathe, connect ourselves, connect to nature, relax, meditate. वो सारी चीजें करने से we are relaxing the intellect. And after you allow yourself a relaxation period or a play break, you can just have fun for some time, you become more productive. You become more attuned to yourself, and जो भी चीजें कर रहे हो, so you are able to do it in a better way. And when you, I'll just close it now. And the thing is, when you relax, when you have fun, when you take a play break, you have the same vibration as light. And the body mind is activated, you could say energized by light. So if we are not having fun, if we become disconnected from the body mind, from the universe, and that also creates discontent, boredom, anger, depression, वो सारी चीजें अंदर आ जाती है, because there is a lack of light. We are not connected to the source. And the Lemurians, they understood this concept very well. We need to be connected to that source. वही उनका aim था. So even their work was transformed into fun, into play. They added a creative element to it. Because when you're having fun, आप खुद देखोगे, when you're doing something you're interested in, you feel very light, you feel joyful. एक तरह की contentment होती है, excitement होती है करने के लिए. So, and that creates miracles. That creates like creativity बहुत ज्यादा हो जाती है उसमें. Now, if you have cravings, kuch chahiye mujhe, crave, kuch, it could be anything, it could be food, it could be a desire for things, kuch bhi, job, respect, anything. That results when the physical body is out of balance. So अगर cravings हो रही है, discomfort हो रहा है, pain हो रहा है, तो they are actually messages from the body to look to our thoughts, that there is a need to add light to our thoughts, that our emotions, our activities, they need to, we need to bring in light into them, into ourselves. And for this, just simple thing हमने करना होता है, start doing something different. And that will instantly change your energy. That will instantly shift your energy. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you just pause, 1 minute बैठो, relax करो, do something else, take a walk, have something, then come back to your task. And you will feel that you'll be able to give it better energy, better attention. So that is the message for us all too, what the Lemurians understood, because the Lemurian way is no different from what we are striving to achieve in our life nowadays. So we need to pause and see, how do I feel now? Uske साथ connect करो, अपनी emotions के साथ. So if I work closely with my emotions, with my body, mind, the next step after uncertainty, जो uncertainty आ रही है after feeling overwhelmed, is transformation. So transformation of thoughts, of emotions, and it all brings the situation to a harmonious level, जैसे ही हम transform करते हैं. And that would, of course, bring in peace and happiness. Okay, the last thing that we need to remember here is that what is right for one is not necessarily right for another person, because each of us has a unique body mind and it works only for us. We cannot impose our ideas on others. But when we create harmony within us, when we are in that space of peaceful living, harmonious living, we are able to live in harmony with everyone else. So it's truly, the whole concept of living is like a jigsaw puzzle. The pieces जो होते हैं सब different होते हैं, totally different shape. But when we fit them together, they make such a beautiful picture. So when we follow the guidance of our body mind, so we are connected to the source and we can create that beautiful picture. And it's like being held by the creator. And it's a blissful life ही हो सकती है. There's no other possibility when we connect to our own self and to the creator. So finally, I come to the end of my discourse. And we'll have to continue it next time to see how we can access that universal wisdom with the help of those tools, जो है ना, timeless tools हैं वो, so they're relevant even today. So we'll look at it that next time. So thank you, everyone. Any questions, anything that you would like to share?
Thank you, Meenuji, for all these wonderful, learning from Lemurians. And they actually match with what we need and what we are even.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we need now also. So they're not that it was just a Lemurian way. It is a timeless way of living.
Yes. Yeah. Sanju, do you want to say something?
Hello, me? No. You're fine. What can I say?
Today you are quiet, but your mic was
long lecture. Long.
Yes, it was quite long today.
I have no words.
Oh, actually, Sanju has no words. Wow.
Awesome. So, Philomena ji, Neelam ji, Kailash ji, Uda ji. I think today everyone is like
Yes.
living the life means.
Absolutely.
Of Lemurian.
So that's why the life is very simple. Be complicated.
Yes. So we are thinking about having more light.
Yes. Just bring in the light. Well, it's such a simple thought that shift your energy. Do something else. It will instantly shift your energy.
Yes. Awesome.
And that's what has helped me in making this also. I told you day before na कि मेरे preparation नहीं हुआ था, तो
हाँ.
just in these 2 days I just was able to do it.
Yes. But thank you for doing it, because so that we could learn, like, we are not the only one who are struggling with
Right.
all of this.
Absolutely.
Great.
So what's next?
Next is about again continuing this only, how to connect to the universal wisdom. So again, they are very simple concepts which are there. We know about them all, but वही ना कि भी amnesia हो जाता है, भूल जाते हैं. So we have to keep recapping them. And I'll be also talking about sacred sites. How do we create a sacred site for ourselves? I was planning that for today, but there was so much knowledge. That has to go to the next time then.
So it will be with us, or it will be somewhere out there?
Sorry?
The sacred site.
Yeah, we can create our own personal sacred site.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
ठीक है. चलो, let's wind up then. It's all